We put power in words. The hate and the power we put in these words. These words are just words. A lot of people was defending Will Smith like, yeah, he's defending his wife's honor. So it's okay for him to then slap a comedian because he made some jokes about his wife. Money that we take and put into the foundation of Black Lives Matter is being used into their own pockets. The founders, the co-owners and stuff, the people at the very top. You donate money to certain causes and stuff, say the kid, all that other stuff. Your money doesn't go to that foundation, that organization. These social media platforms. I wouldn't be surprised if they scammers be on TikTok. They use, what is this, WhatsApp? WhatsApp is a whole thing for scammers to be on. I have a boyfriend speech is redundant at this point. You assume these presidents have so much control when it's really Congress. So regardless if it's a president like Donald Trump or Obama, we have the wrong idea when they come up in office.
Biggest facts ever. A woman sit there and she go through her phone more times in a day than 5 men combined. And she gonna sit there and tell you that she didn't see your text.
And that's true. You'd be surprised a person would be either talking on the phone, texting their mom, or whatever the case is. They'd be on social media. Not every in this day and age, not technically every female's on every social media, but sometimes most of them are on every social media. They have their periods where they aren't on social media, trying to be away from that social presence for a small time frame, and then they're back on it. It depends on the person. Some people, like I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook no more, so it just depends on the social media app itself. But yeah, like a lot of times though, they're on their phone more than you think. And so for you to text them or message them, it depends on what they're doing. If you work with the person, you kind of see how often certain females are on their phone and stuff. And if, depending on how much work has to be done, if you notice they're on their phone a whole lot and can handle their work, then they're good multitaskers and they can be able to text you regardless if they're busy. Now, that's not to say it's not certain situations that they won't be able to text you, but you got to see how frequent that happens and just be mindful of that.
She saw her mama text, her daddy text, her brother, auntie, uncle, her dang on best friend, her side dude.
Yeah, it's not like mom hit her up and was like, hey, honey, I had an emergency with it, and she just, oh, my bad, mom. 8 hours later, I didn't see your text. Like I said, it can happen, but the priority of where you are to those people is completely different. Where even if she didn't see their text, I bet you $1,000 she'll find a way to see their text and will see your text right there and won't even click in it. So it just depends. And I mean, like, it depends on guys and girls too. Like my one friend who I work with, shout out my friend Parker, let's go. He had like so many unread messages just in his phone, bro. I was like, what the freak are you doing? It's just so many he didn't even look at. I was just like, wow. But it just, and I know he's not a girl, but I just thought that was interesting because people could do that too. And I don't know who was messaging him, if he had a lot of like random robo texts and stuff, but it was a lot of messages that was unread in his phone. I just thought that was interesting.
She saw all they texts, but she couldn't see yours. She blind to your text all of a sudden? Don't believe it. Don't believe the cap. Every time it's a lie. She saw the text. When things was going good between y'all, and she was responding back hella quick, she taught them text messages then. But when things started to go a little south, all of a sudden she don't see the text no.
It will, then that like I said, that's just based off the interest that she has in you. It's not necessarily like per se. It depends on the person, but it's just the interest. If a person is interested in you, then they'll show that interest in you. But that's why, like, even while I'm on this like week break per se, I'm kind of just doing my own thing. I'm not about to sit there. I'm not even going. I'm gonna try my best not to even shop at my job, bro. Like that way, it's like my presence isn't even there. Then I come back and it's like, hey, I'm back, but I'm not about to sit there and just be. No, it's nah. So we gotta understand that too, but you just gotta kind of just do your own thing sometimes. But we gotta be the same way. Treat people how you want to be treated, but we gotta learn to have that backbone and demand that respect or keep it moving, regardless of who it's from. If it's from a potential mate, if you, especially if you know you're good looking and you got a lot to offer on the table, you don't have nobody to impress. You got this yourself. You keep it moving and you'll find somebody who knows your worth. It's not just about just being with anybody or that one hot girl who you know who work at 7-Eleven, whatever the case is, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to impress her. I got her number. I mean, nah. You don't need to be trying to do the most. Like we could do what we normally do, but just don't go overboard with it. If it's not what we doing isn't working, just come back. It depends on like the dynamic, or if she's not interested at all, and it don't seem like she will be. You see again. Sometimes it might change the next time she see you, depending on how she sees you. Or if not, then just move on to the next person. But don't dwell on that person because she's not worried about you. Don't worry about her.
No more. Get out of here.
Number 6, I'm not like all those other girls. If she says this, she's exactly like all those other girls. Number 7.
But I remedy that by saying I said that to one of my people I was talking to, one of my exes, and I don't know if it's just interesting because she was taking her trust issues that she had in previous relationships and put it on me, and I'm sitting there telling her like, I'm not like all the other people you dealt with before. I'm completely different, and I've never said that before. And I feel like you shouldn't have to explain yourself in most situations. A person's either going to understand or they're not. But if a small situation can get out of control and you try to explain yourself and it gets worse, then it's just no hope. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting because she said that, but I'm like, I remedy that by saying I said that before, but the context might be a little different because it's like I'm not really like those other people at all. They were toxic and ghetto, and I'm not. So
7, I'm not looking for a relationship. That means I'm not looking for a relationship with you. Number 8.
Facts. When a female says she's not looking for a relationship, she definitely means it.
8.
Facts. When a female says she's not looking for a relationship, she definitely means that she's not looking for a relationship with you.
That in and of itself, and see, you hear different interpretations because I've heard that before. Most of the time, like I said, female, like they typically let you know what they're interested in. But when you interact with a person, depending on how much, they're kind of show you one way or another because they make the excuses. Like let's say if it's a person you work with, right? And they sit and they say, well, we work together, so I can't date somebody I work with. Not quit your job, but find another job. And if you're still interacting with that person, talk to them again and see what happens. If at that moment they're like, oh yeah, you're right, we definitely don't work together, so it should be good. Like that, it should fix the problem, right? No, if it's really just because we work together and I find another job, then it shouldn't be a problem. But if you try it and then you come up with a new excuse like, well, I don't know, I just like they try to nitpick or beat around the bush, try to figure out a new excuse, then no, that's how you could tell. But you have to consider that.
Female says she's not looking for a relationship.
Not looking for a relationship in particular. Now, I've heard a young lady say that, but it just depends on what they're trying to do. Because some young ladies, most of them I'm hearing now don't want to get married. A lot of people aren't really dating now, so it just depends. Like, but I'm hearing it as an overall thing, not just people talking it to me. So it's just funny that you say that because it's like not trying to be in a relationship. Like some people are trying to focus on getting their life together, their career, depending on where they are in life, how they got things set up. Maybe they're in school. They're not trying to date at the moment. It depends. Now, if you know their track record, it makes a huge difference too. Because if it seems like they're not trying to talk to you, but they kind of like entertaining other guys, you got to consider that too. Because if it's just that reason, then yeah, you got to understand that too. And also understand too that females are notorious flirters. So you might sit there thinking, oh, she likes me because she's flirting with me. But no, it's a lot of times, depending on your game or what you got going on, they just like to flirt. And they just want to just flirt with you, and that's it. And don't want it to take any further. But it depends. It really depends. But a lot of females, they just like to flirt. And then, like, because I've had plenty of females, we be flirting back and forth. Where did a boyfriend come out of nowhere? Like, there's no way you're comfortable with flirting with me and thinking that's okay to do if you have a boyfriend. Not even just, are you just not interested in me, but the fact that you have a boyfriend, so that's just disrespectful to him. Unless y'all have some issues going on and you saying if I didn't have a boyfriend, then, like, come on now. Don't do that.
Relationship, she definitely means that she's not looking for a relationship with you. Because 9 times out of 10, let her come across a man that she would actually consider herself being in a relationship with, she will try to make that situation work.
Yeah, usually most of this stuff is definitely a 9 times out of 10 perspective to think about. Now, there's rare occasions where, like I said, some of the stuff isn't 100% true, but that's just you kind of like you have to think the way he's saying it to be true, and until it's not. That way, you're not sitting there just assuming, well, maybe she's not like the other. If you sit there and think that, you just sit there and be chasing every single girl until you find that one person who says the same stuff, but isn't like it isn't as the same as everyone else would speak. But yeah, isn't it into get into a relationship? I mean, like I said, it was one young lady I know. She was she's trying to get her stuff together, move out of her mom's house, I think, find her own place and stuff like. She got a lot that she's trying to take care of, and I got stuff I'm trying to take care of too. That's why I'm single now. So it's a lot of stuff I got my focus on, and I'm not really pressed for relationship, but I love relationships. I'm a relationship guy. So, but it just depends on like not being in a relationship, and it depends on what her last relationship was or her reason for not wanting to be in a relationship. Just because, or last one was toxic, and then you got to consider that too. So be careful if someone just got to have a toxic or crazy boy, because if they not ready for a relationship, they definitely need their space for getting out of something like that, because then they coming into a new one with toxic and trust issues.
And even some of these streetwalkers will settle down with a man that they feel like they can be with. Don't fall for the cap.
Yeah, and they definitely settle down for anything that they feel like, or they thinking they could change somebody, and they can't change nobody. No one, people don't change overnight, so you can't change somebody feeling like, oh, this, and this, but if I could change them to be no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You can't change people. People gonna be stuck in their ways.
See what that hat says? That's cap. Get yours now. artofkicks.com. They come in black too.
You. Number 8. I can never marry.
Is that his? That might be his other channel.
A man for money.
.com. They come in black too.
You. Number 8. I can never marry a man for money. For the right price, she can. A man can handle not living how they want to better than a woman can, because men are builders and women are nurturers.
It's just like she said, a man can handle not living how they want to better than a woman can. Men have to provide that type of lifestyle. Women have to seek a man out that can provide that type of lifestyle for them. If they don't put themselves in a position to get it on their own. This is why you see more men that are willing to have a room.
What do you want?
Wow, commercial.
Want a job that I don't hate.
Roommate for the.
But consider. Hold on.
That can provide that type of lifestyle for them. If they don't put themselves in a position to get it on their own. This is why you see more men that are willing to have a roommate for the entirety of their adulthood.
So, and then we got to consider too. So the thing is, yeah, like I live with roommates and stuff like that, but we got to consider as individuals just to build ourselves up overall, just everything. Like, because the thing is, with all that you have to bring to the table and with all accomplishments you got, a female's gonna look at you one way versus if you have less things. So like at the moment, I don't drive. Okay, I don't have a car and I don't have my license. Right. At the age that I am now, I should. And some people might look at that like, oh, it's no big deal. Because I've talked to females who talk to guys who aren't shit guy. Like, they don't have their stuff together. But they in relationships with this person. But, or be an ex or something like that. But then, me, like, nah. Like, I had to have my stuff together. Like, but they'll give anybody else a chance to not have their stuff together for multiple times, as I'm somebody who's trying to get my stuff together. And I show that potential. And I'm ready to go and get my stuff together, but then let somebody else just sit around, not work, and they just taking care of that person. But guys be in the same situation, they just take care of somebody. I just think that's weird. But yet I can't never that person that's taking care of that guy. I can't find that person not to take care of me, but so we can group together, so we can take care of each other, because we know what we want and what we deserve. No, that's not how it works. That's never how it works. Life is never how you think it's supposed to work.
A man can live a simple, basic life better.
She about to tell all 30. Wow.
Than a modern woman could. That's for sure. And that's most men.
Men are builders and women are nurturers. Number 9. It's okay. I forgive you. Women don't forgive anything.
I was gonna say they don't. They remember everything. They don't forget anything. They remember everything. You think they don't? What happens when you get into an argument? They broke up something 8 years ago. They don't forget anything. They don't. But it's fun. That's why you got to be on point with your stuff. And you like I be remembering stuff that people don't be. I was like, yeah, I know what's going. I pay attention. And people can try that if they want. That's why I sit there and say I don't give a rat's behind. I don't care because I'm at the point where I'm in a mindset of just if depending on who the person is. If it's a friend or whatever, you gotta just burn those bridges like that match and just burn those bridges. And I mean that highest power. Just burn those bridges, man. Because those toxic and negative people in your life who's holding you back and holding you down. They don't deserve to be in your life. And if it's a potential mate or somebody in general, you just get rid of them, bro. Get rid of them.
Number 9, it's okay, I forgive you.
But they don't forgive. They don't forgive. So you also got to understand that and see, like, what's going on. Okay, they don't forgive. They don't forget. And they don't forgive. Like, they bring stuff up. So just see what's going on because they be doing stuff too. We both, as equal individuals, we both do stuff. So it's not like guys are the only ones that do stuff. It's both people. And if it's both people, we have to consider that. It's like, oh, okay. We have to consider that. And see, like, okay, what they're doing. But we're not going to bring up every single individual thing in an argument, but they definitely would and forget stuff. But there's plenty of situations I remember more than people remember. And then there's some conversations or interactions that we don't even have to do anything and still get put into a situation where the female gets emotional enough just even over text. And it's like, what did I even do? And then that could be thrown over your head even if you didn't do anything. But that's why we got to even apologize for certain stuff. We got to stop apologizing just in its entirety. Apologize for maybe the way you phrase your words or the tone. It's certain things you can kind of go to apologize about, but just the whole thing in its entirety when you're not even like when you know you didn't do anything wrong, you don't need to be a sorry person and have somebody feel sorry for you. That's what the I'm sorry is for, and then I apologize. Apologizing is a little bit better, but no, it's still we gotta understand our worth and stop apologizing just for the heck of it.
Women don't forgive anything. They just put it on the back burner temporarily and bring it up when it's convenient for them.
Yeah, exactly. This is why so many men are afraid of opening up and saying too much to a woman because they know that these women will hold stuff over their heads and then even let the woman tell you, oh no, I'm not that type of woman. I would never do that. I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. I would never hold anything over you until they did. When they bring up that thing that you told them in confidence, maybe out in public, say it amongst some friends or just say it to you in an argument, then that's when they held something that you told them over their head. And then that's when you catch them. But you said you would never do that. That's what you tell them.
Like an argument. Number 10, I'm not jealous like other women. Most women are jealous like other women, but she wants you.
Everybody has jealousy. That's the thing. It's not just a whole. It's not just a female thing. Everybody has jealousy to a capacity. Everybody gets a little bit of jealous now, depending on the level of it. Some people might be a little bit more jealous than others, but everybody has jealousy. It's not an unnatural thing. I'm trying to. Oh my gosh, this thing has been recorded forever. It's not an unnatural thing. Everybody has jealousy.
Number 11, I hope you had a good time. She doesn't hope you had a good time because it wasn't with her.
Ooh, I don't know if I too much agree with that one. I feel like let's say for an example, you got something that you want to do. Your woman doesn't really want to partake or doesn't care to partake in that activity, but she wants you to enjoy yourself and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? She don't even want to come along for it.
So before he finished, that in and of itself, like I understand his perspective, I feel like makes the most sense than what she said. But it's to a degree of it's two situations that can happen for. So some situations, females would rather you spend that time with them than just go hanging out with whatever the case is. But what both parties need to understand is it's the same for guys. Like sometimes we want to hang out with you and you going out with your friends because who knows what God knows what the heck you're doing out there. But that time that you're spending away from each other to give yourself a breather means way more than you think, and it's a beautiful thing to give each other just space to breathe and collect yourself and then come back. And then you're just like, okay, as long as we ain't nobody out there doing stuff for the streets, man, I don't care. Go have fun with your friends at the club or whatever. I don't care.
She don't want to come along for the ride, but she wants you to have a good time. She should want you to have a good time. You having a good time meaning you happy, right? Vice versa. You should want your woman to have a good time doing whatever she about to go do with her friends, and you're not there. You know? I don't know. That one, I think it just depends on the individual.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this and then continue more. I might have to break this up in a lot of parts. I didn't know this stream was going to be this long. It's always 17 minutes, but I have a lot to say about this. God dang. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. I put new videos out every single week, pretty much every single day. Road to 1,000 on every single channel, man. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm going to kind of break these up into certain portions and post them up that way. And yeah, I might have to start doing stuff like that because it makes a huge difference. Like stuff like that. I might just be posting like every day of just this, me talking about this certain stuff. Like it's very crazy. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you, man. Stay blessed. No stress. Like, gotta take care of the rest. I see you guys in the next, man. Innuendo out. All that fun stuff, man. Peace out. Love you. Bye.